Well, hey guys, welcome back to Southern Adventures. Today we're heading out to Ocoee Lake Number 3. Well, hey guys, welcome back to Southern Adventures. Today I'm on the service road that takes us back to Tumbling Creek Campground. Last time I was out here, I noticed another little road right past the campground that takes you to an area where you can put in on Lake Number 3 of the Ocoee. So this is the lake that is created by Dam Number 3. There's a couple different access points, but this is the only one I knew about. I found out about back here. So we're going to go and put in the kayak today, go out there, paddle around a little bit, and see what we can find. Now, I was talking to a gentleman that actually had put in out here a couple of times, did a lot of fishing and stuff, and said there was a couple islands, or maybe at least one island out here that they used to camp on, but that was years ago. So I don't know if that's still out here, or if the lake's going to be, I know the lake's real low right now because we haven't had a lot of rain, so we'll see if that island or a couple of those little islands are out here as well. This little area of the service road back here, we're coming into Grassy Creek, is not real bad. You can pretty much bring any vehicle out back through here, and there are a few little potholes here and there, but nothing really hard to cross. So just about anybody can get about here fairly easily. Now, I didn't bring any major camera equipment out with me today, and I'm just using the mics that are internal on the GoPro, so the sound quality might not be all that great today, but I just wanted to make sure I had all the cameras sealed up and waterproof today. That way, if anything did happen and I happen to drop one in the water, it's not going to hurt anything. So just bear in mind the audio quality won't be like it normally is. All right, here we are coming up on the campground. So we're actually going to turn into the campground, and we're going to follow the campground road here all the way to the end. And then you'll notice like a little bridge at the end of the campground that goes across the creek, and you just keep following it straight on out. There's quite a few people out here camping today. I wasn't expecting that, being it's the middle of the week. All right, here is where we're going to turn off onto that bridge. Just a quick little crossing on that bridge. Now, this road can get a little hairy in certain areas. Honestly, it just gets a little narrow in spots, but it's not real hard to get down from what I can remember, but I was only out here once. Might camping all the way back here. Really wasn't expecting anybody to be out here. 3 people camping and 1 person where I didn't think anybody would camp. There were several trees have fallen down over the road here that they've had to cut back. There's a deep little hole here. I'm not sure everybody can make it past that one. But it's I think it's right before you get to the little put-in up here. There's nobody back here today. This area is a lot higher up than what it was last time back here. Now I can remember anyway. I don't remember it being up this high. As I've made it out here, like I said, audio quality might not be the best because I'm just using the native mics out of the GoPro today. Didn't want to bring any of my expensive microphones and stuff out here since I'm going to be on the lake, and you never know what might happen. But we're at the area where we're going to put in right now, so I will show you that area. It actually has gotten a lot deeper. The creek has risen a little bit since I was out here last time, so I'll turn around and show that to you real quick. There's the road we came up on, and here's the little area that we are going to put in at. Got some film on the water here, as that's from the vegetation that's in here right now. And we're going to head all the way to the end of this little creek area. It connects to another one up there, and then on out to lake number 3. So I'm going to get everything together, get this little kayak in the water, and we'll see where it takes us. All right, guys, so I am back at the house on the computer, and I wanted to show you a little bit more about the trip that we're taking today. So I'm parking right about here at the small boat ramp, and I'm going to go out this little creek here, hit this area, and go out to Ocoee Lake number 3. So we're not going to go up in this direction. We're going to head down through here. You'll hear me mention later on in the video about this peninsula right through here. We're going to come up around the bend and back into the river part of it. We're going to check out this little island right here as well, and then we're going to finally end the trip right here on put in island on lake 3. This is a pretty cool area that we're going to check out and maybe do some camping on later, but I did want to show you a map because it's not real clear when you're out on the water. So hopefully this kind of helps out a little bit. All right, got the kayak in the water, got a life jacket on. Couldn't find mine, so I had to grab one of the kids, but I mean, it fits, right? And I haven't used this kayak in a very long time. It did have a hole in it, but I hope I got that fixed. I'm pretty sure I did. But we are going to get on the water now and see what's up here. All right, it is going to be hard to hold this at the same time. That's why I've got the GoPro up front here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on, and I'll pull this one out when I need to. As you guys can see, it's really opened up out here. This is where the one little creek meets the creek I just came down, comes together and goes out towards the lake, and that over there is just where I came from. So I'm just kind of floating out in the middle right here, and I'm getting ready to head down that direction over there. Really not too sure how deep it is out here. I mean, this is a really wide open area where the two creeks meet and form together here. But it seems like this would be a really good area to come fishing for sure. I don't know what kind of other like small boats you could get down through here, which would be preferable, but you really can't load a boat in the area I was at. Pretty much just something small like a kayak. But we're gonna work our way back in that direction here and until we get back out on the lake here. All right, I've got out here and I went to the left, and it's really started opening up into the lake now. Let me show you around a little bit. The area that goes back off in that direction, and we're going to keep heading out this way towards the lake and see what we can find out there. I'd like to find a place in the middle out here somewhere. It's maybe a small island or something. It'd be nice to come out and maybe spend a couple days camping out here. Be for some good little footage of that too as well. But I guess I'll keep heading on this direction and see what we can find out here in the actual lake area. All right, so I've made it to the mouth of this little river here, and I'm actually out on the lake now. The weird thing about this is I know exactly where I'm at. So from here you can see, I don't know if you can see it from the camera, there's a tower up there. And the only tower I know of that's on this side is actually the one next to Boyd Gap. So right up there to the right side of that tower is Boyd Gap Overlook that actually overlooks dam number 3, which is just right down that way. I didn't realize how close I would be to 64 highway. I mean, I guess I should have known, but we were extremely close to that one area over there. Same trail that you can hike from the old 64 bridge that's over there. You can take that area and hike all the way down to this area. It just comes out on the other side of the lake over there. Have me kind of careful where I'm at because as you can tell, I can see the bottom of the creek I just came out of as I'm going into the lake. So I'm trying to stay in the middle, but it seems like no matter where I go, I mean, this kayak, it just, barely sits on top of the water. I'm not really worried about hitting anything. Can see fish, yeah, so I know it's a great little fishing area. So we are not going to go to the left towards the dam because there's really nothing out that way. We're going to paddle back actually behind me here. I'm actually next to the bank right here. We're going to paddle back that direction and see what it expands into up there. And so I'm out here in the middle part of the lake, just a little ways up, and I've noticed this area right here to my left. It looks like it's the land, but on the other side of that is actually more part of the lake. That is kind of like a peninsula that comes all the way up, that connects back in to that little mountain that's in front of us over there. So you could actually go back around and paddle up that way too. I guess you could probably do some camping on the middle of that. But like I said, it is a peninsula. It does eventually connect back into land. You could literally walk out to it. It'd be a pretty long hike though to get out this far to it. So I'm seeing a little area up here I want to get to, so I'm going to keep paddling up that way. But I just wanted to mention that if you come out here that you can go either direction. Made it up a little bit further here. There shows to be another little access to a creek over there. And as you can see, we've come around the bend quite a ways now. And we're still heading over in this direction here. So I'm going to keep heading up that way. I wish I'd had the camera on just a few minutes ago because there was a crane that flew across right in front of me. It was beautiful. I could not get the camera out quick enough to capture that one. I'm hoping I had the camera on the front of the kayak here going. I don't remember if I had turned it off then or not, but I'll check out that footage when I get back home and I'll put it in the video if I did catch it, but it was really neat. Made it up quite a good ways now. You can see behind me there how far we've come. I can tell going back is probably going to be a lot easier because we are kind of fighting a current right now. Just sitting here is pushing my boat front end of the kayak here back around, wanting to go that direction. We're going to still keep heading up this way. I think we're getting pretty close to that island I saw on the map, so I at least want to try to make it to that today and see if it's a viable place to go camping. Definitely going to have a little bit bigger kayak on the next trip out though, to carry a little bit of gear out here. Don't need much for a 2-night trip, you know, but do like to have a little bit of comfort. So we'll keep heading up the way here. So I did make it up to one of those little islands that are in this part of the lake. I'm going to turn around here. We're not there yet, but you can see it off there in the distance. I don't know if you can get on that one or not. We're going to try to when we get up there and see if that might be a little viable camping spot. I don't suspect the water would get any higher than this, and I don't see any areas or on the banks where it's risen up any further, any brush that's on up or anything like that. So seems like it'd be pretty safe if it's at this level most of the time. All right, so here's the actual little island. It's bigger than you think right when you get up on it because it's pretty long. I can see where the it's starting to bottom out right here, and it looks like, I mean, you could get up onto that. You'd have to clear out a little bit of area if you wanted to camp up through there. I do see a little brush that has come up onto it, which could be debris from when it gets a little higher, the water that is. So not too sure it'd be safe. So really, I know there's a bigger one on up the way. I just don't know how much further it is. This is just the first little area that I've came across that is basically just like a little island in this lake area. So it's pretty neat. If anything, it's worth it to come out and see this little area. I mean, I could get up onto it. I just don't see a real clear spot where I could actually do it and not fall over into the water. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to paddle up just a ways, maybe look at where it comes in the front here, and then see how far away I am from that other little island. All right, so I didn't think I was too far from that main island I've been talking about. It was actually just around the bend up here, so I made it up to it here. As you can see, it's right in the middle. I guess it's turned more into a river now, but because we're out of the lake at this point. But it's a lot higher elevation. It seems like that'd be very safe if you could actually find a place to actually get on to the island and be able to put together a little camping site. So I'm going to circle the island real quick and see if there's any way that you can easily get onto the island, and any kind little clear areas where you might be able to set up a little bit of a camp here. So I'm just going to go a quick little lap around it and see if there's any place that I might be able to get up onto it real quick. All right, guys, well, I did make it up on the island. I found a little clear spot on the left side of it here. As you can see, there's been people out here for sure. There's trash all over the place like normal. More like can. I did see like there's just weird stuff out here. There's like a chair back over there. I saw some wood remnants on the other side. To be honest with you, I think somebody was living out here. They may still be out here, I don't know. And the weird thing is when I found a place on the other side where I was gonna pull in and dock at, but there was a deer on the island. It ran off. It scared the crap out of me. I didn't know what it was at first because all I saw was the white on the back of it, and it looked like a tail, like a big cat or something. But I finally figured, you know, I got to see a little bit more of it. It was a deer. So, but I think this might be a pretty neat little area to come out to. Like I said, I'm just seeing little remnants of stuff everywhere. I definitely think somebody was living out here at one point in time. I'm not sure, but it is a pretty neat little area. Definitely campable for sure, just need to go back here with a few buddies of mine and see if we can find us a nice little clear spot in one of the areas. It's a pretty big area. I mean, you could fit quite a few people out here, especially if you cleared off a good chunk of it, maybe in the middle area, so you're not so close to the water on either side. You can see I just pulled the kayak right up on it here, and there's a few paw prints, hoof prints that are down here where however the animals are getting over here come down to graze and get some water. Saw some duck traps on the other side. Looks like where people were hunting ducks. And I'll be honest with you, I could see how animals could get over here because in certain areas you can see right to the bottom, and it is very, very shallow. So, but that's it. That's what I wanted to come out here on lake number 3 and see today. This was a pretty neat trip. Wasn't expecting the island actually to be this big. I was looking at it on the map and couldn't really estimate the size of it. So now that I'm out here and seeing it, I'm gonna explore around just a little bit before I leave and see what else I can find out here. And I'm also gonna continue to paddle on back around. But anyways, listen, I appreciate y'all coming on the trip with me today, and until next time, get out there and create your own adventure.